In this video, I am gonna show you how you can create a hot dog in Blender in just a matter of minutes. And if you stay till end, I will also show you how you can animate it as well. The blend file of this hot dog is available to download on my Patreon page, as well as on the Gumroad. This video is made for beginners, so you should be able to follow this one. However, you can also check out the video link in description for a better understanding of the basics. So let's get started. First, go to this Show Gizmos option on top, and click on the drop down, and turn on Move Gizmo. Then select the lump, and press X to delete it. Now with the cube selected, press Ctrl+3, to add a subsurf modifier to it. We will now create a sausage out of this. Then go to Modifier Properties, and apply it. Now switch to Top View, then Wireframe, and then press Tab for Edit Mode. Box select the top part, and move it a bit up. Then the bottom part, and move it down. Tab to go back to Object Mode, and Shift+D to duplicate it. Press H to hide it. Now select the other one, and press Tab again to go to Edit Mode. Now we will create the bun. Select the vertices on left or right side. Then delete them. Now select the middle vertices, and press F to fill them with a face. Press A to select all, then duplicate it. Press R and 180, to rotate it 180 degrees, in Z-axis. Now move it to the center. Press 1 on numpad for front view. Select both, and move them up, so they sit on top of the XY plane. Hover the cursor on top of the bun, and press L to select it. Then press period key, and change pivot point to 3D cursor. Now rotate it 30 degrees. Then select the other one, and rotate it 30 degrees as well, but in negative direction. Now hold Alt key, and left click on this vertex, to select edge loop. Ctrl+B to bevel it, and use scroll wheel to increase the segment. Do the same to this one as well. Now position them, so we don't see any gap between them. Go back to Object Mode, and press Shift-Z to exit wireframe. Right-click and select Shade Smooth. Press Alt+H to unhide the sausage. Select the sausage, and shade it smooth as well. Press Tab to go to Edit Mode, then A to select all of it. Move a bit up. Alt+S, to scale down along normals. Then S and Y to scale up along the Y-axis. Now go to Top View, and then exit out of Edit Mode. Then select both sausage and bun, and press Tab to go to Edit Mode. Switch to Wireframe, and select the middle vertices. Then press Ctrl+P to bevel them. Use scroll wheel for increasing number of segments. Now select all the middle vertices, then press 3 on numpad for side view. Press O to turn on proportional editing, and then G and Z to move in Z-axis. Use scroll wheel to adjust the influence. Now exit out of Wireframe, and Edit Mode. Shift select on the bun, to make it the active one. Then press Ctrl+P, and select Object to parent it. Now if you move or scale the bun, the sausage gets affected as well. Now let's create a plate, so our hot dog doesn't float around. So, press Shift+A, and add a circle. Then in Operator Panel, increase the vertices to 64. And change the fill type to N-gon. Press /key for its local view, and Tab to go to Edit Mode. Press E to extrude. And turn off proportional editing, by pressing O. Now S to scale, then E to extrude, and S to scale. Again E to extrude, and S to scale. Then E to extrude, and S to scale. Now I to inset this face. Then move it down. Exit out of the Edit Mode, then exit out of Local View, by pressing /key. Now scale along X and Y axis. Now find a good angle, and press Ctrl, Alt, and 0 on numpad for camera view. Then in Output Properties, change the resolution to 1080p. Now press N, then go to View menu, then turn on Camera to View. Now just play around, till you find a better angle. After you are satisfied, turn off Camera to View. Now let's add condiment. So go to Top View, then Shift+A, and add a Bezier curve. Press Tab to go to Edit Mode, then press A to select all, and delete them. Now select the Curve Draw tool, and start drawing. but by doing so, the curve stays on bottom around the cursor. And you have to move them up, and manually align them. What instead we can do, is go to top view. Press Ctrl plus Z to undo what has been done. And in the header area, select surface. If you don't see the header at all, just click on this drop down, and it will show. Now start drawing. After you are done, go to Curve Properties, and under Geometry, increase the bevel depth. Now select the Selection tool. Then select the endpoint, and press Alt plus S to scale it down. Do the same on its other endpoint. Now tweak some of the vertices, so it looks alright. Now add a sunlight. Then move it up. Switch to Material Preview, and in the drop-down, turn on Scene Lights and Scene World. Now with the light selected, go to Light Properties, and increase the strength to 3. Now with the pivot point set to 3D cursor, rotate the sun, such that the shadow looks something like that. Now let's add a plane for the backdrop. Scale it up. Now go to Material Properties, and add a new material. Choose a color. Then add material to the plate. Now add color to the buns. Then go to Edit Mode, and press 3 for face selection. Now select the inner faces of both sides. Click on Plus, New, and Assign. Now switch back to Object Mode, and add a lighter color to it. Now select the sausage, and click on the number here, to make it a single user. Then choose a color. Now add a color to the condiment, depending on what you like. I'll settle here for yellow mustard. Now go to World Properties, and increase the value a bit. Then go to Render Properties, and change the engine to cycles. Now press Ctrl plus P, and drag around the region you want to render. Go to Render Mode now, then in the Denoising menu, turn on Viewport Denoising. Then scroll down, and under Color Management, change Look as High Contrast. And increase the exposure a bit. Now you can turn off Viewport Denoiser, and turn on Render Denoising, and render this image. Then save it on your computer, and share it on different social media platforms. Now let's see how we can animate this. But before going forward, I will name the objects in the scene, just to make life easier for my Patreon supporters, who will download the blend file. So select the object, and press F2 to rename them. Now select both sausage and bun, then press Alt plus P, and select the middle option. Now we will create a turntable animation. So press Shift A, and add any empty. Scale it up so you can see it. Now select the camera, then Shift select the empty. Press Ctrl plus P, and select Object to parent it. Now select the camera, and go to Constraint Properties. Click on Add Object Constraint, and select Track 2. Then under Target, select Empty. Now select the empty, and also slide up the timeline editor from below. Now make sure the playhead is at the start frame. Then with the cursor on 3D viewport, press I, and select rotation. Now set the playhead to something like 120. This will be the end frame. Then press R, 360 and Z to rotate the empty, 360 degrees in Z axis. Then press I, and select rotation. Set the end frame as 120 here. Now if you play the animation, the camera rotates, but it kinda slows down in the end. So right-click on the timeline editor, and under interpolation mode, select linear. Now we don't have that problem. Now switch to Material Preview, and scale up the plane. Now select the plate and the bun, then move them up, till the shadows are outside the frame. Now press I, and select location, since we only changed the location this time. Then drag the playhead to something like frame 20. And then move down the plate and bun. Press I, and select location again. Now right-click on timeline, and under interpolation mode, select bounce. Now select the bun, and then in the timeline press G, and move the keyframes ahead of frame 20, because we want the bun to drop after the plate drops. Now select the sausage, then select a frame, a little ahead of the bun's last keyframe. Now in the viewport, press S and 0, then left-click to confirm, and then I, and select scale. Then drag the playhead maybe 20 frames ahead. And in the viewport, press Alt+S to clear the scale. Press I again, and select scale. Then right-click on the timeline, and under interpolation mode, select stretch. Play the animation to see how it works. Maybe it needs to be a bit longer. So select the last keyframe, and move it right side. Now select the mustard. Move it a bit down, so it sits on top of the sausage. Now go to Curve Properties, and crank the bevel start value to max. And then click on the little white dot next to it, to set a keyframe. Move the playhead. Now again, lower down the bevel start value, to the minimum. And then click on the diamond shape, to set another keyframe. That's all for today. Hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to leave a like, and comment down below. And if you are new to this channel, subscribe and turn on notifications.